morning and welcome to the chat on Newsday Amarillo and News Channel 10-2. I'm David Lovejoy.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Rhonda Lohnert.
And I'm the irrepressible Chuckalicious Chuck Williams.
And joining us this morning from CTSI, Computer Transition Services, Miss Julie Heinrich is here with us today. Yeah, we got a ton of topics to talk about. How are you doing today, Miss Julie?
I'm doing good. You know, it's a beautiful Monday morning, so I guess I can't complain.
Get it started. Get it started. Well, you know, we get that mindset. I know if you have young kids or you have kids still in school, we start talking about wrapping up the school year. We start making plans for vacation. We start, you know, we almost kind of exhale at this point in our work world. What does that mean for your business? Is that a change in how you approach things, especially when it comes to IT for businesses? The summer break, the less number of people are in your office, those type of things that we'll have to contend with as we roll forward.
Well, you know, for us in IT, we don't really get to take a break. But, you know, and then that's not to say that like our employees don't. Like we obviously let them, you know, take vacations and all of that. It's not so much that. But with IT, it doesn't really slow down. There's no really, you can't really take a break from it. But the great thing about it is that, you know, we have all of these tools in place. And so those don't take breaks. Those are running 24/7, 365. And so, you know, that's the good thing is that they're monitoring and making sure that things are working the way that they're supposed to and nothing, you know, is going wrong, especially when you are on vacation. The last thing you want to do is come back to a mess. You're already going to be probably trying to get, you know, back into the groove of things. And I know for me, anytime I take a few days off, it's like I come back and I'm like, what do I even do? I got to remember, like, what do I do with this? Like, I got to remember how to do my job. But, you know, yeah, so we're just continuing business as usual. And, you know, the great thing about it is, as well as, you know, you've got all these team members. And so it's not, if someone does need to take a vacation, you've got other people to kind of backfill it. And, you know, we run into that with some of these organizations where they either don't have any IT staff or they have maybe one or two people and they don't have that support. They don't feel like they can take that time off because it's like, well, if I'm not here and something happens, what do we do? So that's, you know, one of the things that we kind of talk about. We have blogs about it, but we talk about it with organizations all the time of like, who is your backup? Who is the person that's going to make sure that things are still operating so you can take that time off because you need it. It's important for mental health for everybody.
Everybody.
Yes, everybody.
Well, so there's got to be some security benefits when you're working with a company like CTSI, right? Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, that's another thing too is, you know, if there were to be something like a security issue that happens, that's something that we can see and we can, you know, go and try and remediate or, you know, stop it from getting worse. And, you know, that's definitely something that we do say is a benefit because we can put these tools in place, but, you know, we also have all of these experts that are kind of monitoring this, but, you know, it's one of those things that's not stopping. And I say this all the time, but, you know, you've got to have some kind of cybersecurity in place because it's not going to go away, unfortunately. And from what I can tell, there's not going to be anything that's going to be like, here's the one silver bullet that's going to protect you from everything. That's just not the way it is. And, you know, we have to constantly monitor it and constantly keep, you know, on top of it. You have to look at those tools that you have in place and see if they even still work, you know, because it's one of those things, if a bad guy figures out, okay, how to get around this, and they will, because that's what they do. That this is like a job to them, right? I mean, this is not something that they're just kind of like randomly doing. Like this is something that this is like their job. This is their mission to do. And so if they figure out a way around it, then we have to figure out another tool to kind of combat that. And it's a constant, it's a constant process. So updating is a big deal.
Yes. Updating, also patching your systems too. That's a real big deal. You know, it's crazy how many times you run into people that, or organizations that really don't, or they maybe just don't have that in place. They don't really know what to do. And that could be a security vulnerability as well, because, that's a lot of times what those patches are. It's why you get them all the time on your iPhone is, it's telling you update. And it's annoying. I'll say that because you're like, I don't really want to, it's a kind of takes a little bit of time, but at the same time, I'm like, well, okay, if I'm going to do that, then that means that there's a security reason for it. And so, yes, it's annoying because it takes some time, but at the same time, I'd rather do that and be protected than have something happen and then all my stuff's gone or, compromised or what have you. So.
About the biggest thing I have with that updating on the phone and everything, I'm always scared that might be just a hacker's choice. In other words, I hit on that and everything I got is gone. Hey, how can I get over that fear?
Well, I would say, it's definitely not something that typically what will happen when you get that from your phone is it'll actually show up in your settings, right? So it's something that you don't necessarily, it's not just something that gets pushed. Now, I will say if you get a text or something that says update now, don't do that.
Right.
Don't click that.
Okay.
Apple's not going to text you. So it's going to be one of those things I'll get it sometimes on my phone where it'll just pop up and it says settings, Apple ID settings. And that's when you kind of are okay, that's what that is. But yeah, if it comes in any other way, email or text, don't do it. Don't click it, because you're right. That could be something that they're saying, needs to be done. I've run into this with my mom. She'll be on Facebook and she'll get something. She'll click on, some article or something. And then it's your phone's been taken over. And so she'll call me and I'm like, no, it hasn't. Just don't click anything. So that's what they want you to do, is they want you to click that thinking, okay, now I'm worried. I got to go do all these steps and follow this. And it's not real. And so I tell her, I'm like, don't click it. Just close out. We're fine. And stop clicking on random articles.
Well,
stop sharing dog videos.
I know it. Yeah. Stop sharing all the laughing cat videos. What's the process when reaching out or working with a managed service provider? What do we all need to do or know in order to reach out to, like you guys at CTSI?
Well, there's not really, as far as anything you have to know per se. A lot of times, we have organizations that call and just say, I don't really know what I need. I know I need IT help. I know I need support. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that looks like. And we're like, that's why we're here. So it's not so much for you can come with a menu too of I need this, and this, great. But if you don't have that too, we can help kind of guide you. And so there's many different ways you can reach out to us: phone call, website. We have social media. Another thing that's new that we're doing that we started a couple months ago is a YouTube series. And so it's, kind of similar to what I talked to you guys about, but just what's going on in the IT industry. And we post those once a month, and, it's always good information. And if you ever have questions, you can send them to me and I'll try to answer them as best I can. And if not, I'll get someone way smarter than me to answer them.
No one's smarter than our Julie. Computer Transition Services Inc. is a great way to keep you safe. And you'll notice you'll get a whole lot more of those spam, those kind of you can upgrade now kind of things, because they kind of sense that you're kind of exhaling, you're taking a break, people are going to be in and out of the office. Some of those safeguards that kept your business safe might be slipping a little bit at this time of the year. So a great way to manage that, a great way to make sure you're secure. And we've just learned it more and more that use of your computer system is sometimes the lifeblood of most businesses and a lot of small businesses. Keep yourself safe. Give the folks at CTSI a call. You can reach them at 800-687-2874. Located right here in Amarillo at 817 Polk Street, Suite 101. A great way to keep your information safe and keep your business going 100% of the time when it comes to IT, Computer Transition Services Incorporated. Ms. Julie, great information this morning.
Thank you very much. It's great to see you guys as always. Hope you guys stay cool out there.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, I can't stand it. My least favorite time of the year. So,
yes.
Yeah, that's it.